To be accurate is the first point every single day. Be accurate.
Yes, we hear you. We like that. Daniela, Fabrizio, JC, thank you so much for joining us. We are so excited to have you alongside us today. Fabrizio, I'm going to come to you first. We're talking all about creating content.
Yes.
For you, 5.6 million Twitter followers. I am one of them, and I come to you as a source who I trust almost beyond the stereotypical news outlets that we see on TV. How important is it to you that you build your fan base upon being trustworthy and upon facts?
To be accurate is the first point every single day. Be accurate. It's always important, I think, in journalism, in general, and in particular in transfers journalism, to be first, because it's your mission to be first, to be always fast on the news. But at the same time, for me, to be reliable is always the most important thing. It means check the news many and many times before sharing. Sometimes it also means you are not the first one, because maybe another journalist is faster, or maybe another journalist receives the news in the same time you are checking. But for me, it doesn't matter. The mission is be accurate, because if people want to follow you long term, they will do it only if you are always trying to be accurate. And when something is not going on as they expect, you try to explain them, and this is what I try to do, what is going on behind the scenes of transfers, because transfers are a jungle, and I always try to explicate them what's going on in this jungle.
You really do have an audience, a following behind you that has taken a long time to build up. A lot of people probably don't see that. Is it a full-time job for you? Like, do you actually sleep, Fabrizio?
I don't. During the transfer market, I sleep like 3 or 4 hours. But because everything I do on my social media, in every single platform, so if it's Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is by myself. I want to have the full control on everything that is published. Because I think in journalism, and in particular in transfers, one single word can change the whole sense of a negotiation. If you say verbal agreement or agreement, is completely different. So I want to have the full control on everything I publish. And so, yes, sleeping is so difficult during the transfer market because, you know, you feel the pressure. You want to be, as I said, first, but accurate. So it's always about checking, calling people, sending messages. And then social media is the final part of this process. So you have a long process, you call people, you check the news, you want to make sure that it's correct, and then you are sharing in the correct way, respecting people. I think respect is the key word in this word, in particular in journalism. If you want to be respected, you have always to be respectful. Also, if sometimes you are not the first one, because maybe you are waiting a bit, you are waiting to share the news, but then at the end of the day, you can sleep 3 or 4 hours, okay, it's part of my life. But I want to be 100% satisfied because I know that people I'm talking with, they know I'm respecting them.
Absolutely. Well, we've got about 13 minutes and then you can have a little nap, okay?
Okay, let's do it.
Fabrizio, you have coined the phrase, here we go.
Yes.
You are renowned for it and you in yourself are a brand. How do you feel about that responsibility?
I feel this responsibility, first of all, by myself, you know, because I think you can have how many followers you want, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. But then at the end, if you are a journalist and you have to provide news, the first pressure is arriving also only by yourself. It's about yourself. I feel every single morning saying, okay, yesterday I had Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, any other player. Tomorrow morning, people will judge me on the next one. Not telling me, you were amazing yesterday on this news. They will tell me, okay, but today Manchester United will play or they will sign, or Arsenal, or Real Madrid. So it's always, transfer market is so fast. And you have to be always ready. So I feel responsibility to the people who are following me because they trust me, they always want me to be 100% accurate, and I like it. But the first pressure is coming from myself. I wake up and I say, okay, it's time to restart, to call other people, to have other news, and try again. So here we go was a lucky sentence, was completely random. And I love it because it born together with the followers. I was not planning for it with an agent or people. It was texting on Twitter, and then one day I said, here we go for a player joining Man United, and the following day they were asking me, okay, Fabrizio, can you say here we go also for this player for Barcelona, for Real Madrid? And this is how we started. I love it.
Maybe some aspiring football journalists amongst us here today, what advice would you give to them?
First of all, if you want to work in football journalism, and in particular in transfers, because I'm working on transfers in particular, my message is you can do it today. Because when I started, it was 11 years ago, it was very difficult to get in touch with agents, with directors, with presidents, with clubs people. Now we have a lot of people in football business. Agency with many people involved, players with many people close to them, clubs with many people. So you can do it trying to get in touch with these people using social media. Social media are helping in this. So you can find them, you can show that you want to do something. Study, of course, because you have to be prepared then when it's your moment to show that they're good. But try to enter in touch with people. Try to get in touch with people in football, and then always give the best of yourself for this, for sports, because football is an amazing industry, but first of all, it's sports. You have to share your passion. You have to love it. You can work 20 hours per day, but remember, it's football. It's not work. It's football. It's a pleasure.
And how important have collaborations been for you?
So important. One of the most important has been like with 433, the biggest page on football on Instagram. They have over 40 million followers. It's incredible. And it was really important because they were needing my news, my info, but I was also needing their network to show how good I am on transfer. So it was an exchange, and this was one of many. So collaborations are really important to grow up on social media.